Vengeance. I am the Knight. I am Batman!
Okay, dude.
Guys,
so
what's going on, guys?
Yeah, hey guys. Let's get into this.
Yeah.
So dude,
So
what do
so
you
you guys? So I guess right now you guys have already heard the news. Sadly,
Yeah, Keven
that,
Conroy
we
has
lost a huge legend, a huge part of our childhood, yours
Yes.
and mine.
Yes.
Keven Conroy, who was the one, the only,
Only
the voice
of
Batman.
Batman. Yeah, the legendary.
The legendary one.
And for a lot of people, he was more than just Batman. He was an inspiration. He was people's mentor. He was an amazing person who a lot of people looked up to. And a lot of kids grew up with hearing him as, hearing him on TV or as Batman or somewhere they heard him. Either seeing him maybe in plays that he did or in other stuff that he's done.
Or even in certain movies, in certain cameos.
Yeah, certain movies or in certain cameos, or they worked with him. So yeah, we felt it necessary to go into our experiences, even though we never got to meet him personally, which I wish I would have gotten to. I would have loved to have met him.
Yeah.
But we never got to meet him personally. But we wanted to do something on him since.
Yeah, we basically wanted to do like something
a tribute
special
to him, yes.
a special to remember him as.
So,
a great
dude, we
person.
got a lot of information here to look off of.
We do.
Oh, and also a special thank you goes out to Junko Guy on our Discord, who wrote a really cool article as a tribute to Keven Conroy. So thank you to him if he's watching this or if he sees this. Thank you so much for doing that. I had asked him to do just a small, nothing big, and he did do a really good job on it. So thank you. He's one of our members on our Discord, and he also is one of the writers, contributors for us for
our blog.
So thank you so much to him for doing that. That was a big help. Thank you, dude.
Definitely. So, honestly, I would say let's talk about some of our experiences that we had growing up with him.
Oh, man, dude.
You want to go first, or do you?
Okay.
Because
so
I know he was a big deal for you.
Yeah,
for
me,
big deal for you.
So I will say this, right? Keven Conroy, there was no other Batman that I ever knew other than Keven Conroy. When I was a big fan of the animated series, always used to watch it every afternoon from when I was as far back as I can remember watching the animated series. I grew up watching the show as a kid and loving Keven Conroy and the voice of Bruce Wayne and Batman as a kid, and it was awesome. There was something about it that I fell in love with. So Keven Conroy was the one true voice of Batman for me, and still always will be. Always has a special place in my mind and also in my heart as Batman. There will never be a better Batman. So yeah, to me, he was Batman. He was more than just a person playing Batman. He embodied the character to the fullest.
That's true. He did.
So I grew up with Keven Conroy as a kid. So yeah, there is no other Batman to me.
Yeah, that's and honestly, you're not the only one. I definitely remember, like when I was about 4 or 5 years old, living in Woodlawn. I remember going to. Well, basically, I remember going to school. They had like a little like Halloween dress-up party, and the theme that they had was DC Comics, and the character that I went as, of course, was the Batman. I remember I definitely remember like having the little back signal outfit. I
Speaking
had like
of Batman.
We had to do it for you, Keven, man. We had to do it for you.
Yeah, as an honor to. And I actually have another shirt that's from the animated series where it's the Batman where the wings are more open, where it's like the other version where it's got the. But yeah, this one was the traditional one.
That's the OG one.
OG, yeah. So I had to do it in honor of Keven Conroy.
Yeah.
So
I also had a mask because he also did Batman too. But, But yeah, Keven. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, when I was like 5 years old, I had like the little face mask. The one with the white string that you had to put on. Because I know right now guys are paying like.
Dude, I also actually have a Batman shirt, don't I? Like this one, but it's a black shirt and it has the Batman symbol, but it has like the little Velcro. It has a little cape. Yeah, it was so nice to wear. I wore that for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was so awesome. But yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, back when I was a kid, I couldn't really afford to get like the full-on cosplay.
Dude, I know how you feel. I couldn't either. It was expensive.
Yeah, so I basically had to wrap like a black tablecloth around my neck.
How did you do the arm pieces? The bands it has on the arm with the little spiky Were you able to do those?
So with the arm pieces,
Yeah.
I had to take one of my old brother's shirts and like cut it up and then just put like the arm pieces like there and then just have like the little like the little spike thingies. I forgot what they were called.
Yeah.
But I was basically a makeshift Batman.
Cool.
But it was a fun time. It was DC themed. One girl from my class came as Wonder Woman. Someone else came as Green Lantern.
Oh wow.
Somebody came as Superman. So.
That's awesome.
But it was actually during the time that I actually like fell in love with the Batman animated series. It was right around like the second season, I believe.
When did you start watching it? Did you watch it originally when it aired? I think I remember watching it when it aired in like
I did too.
Was it like 1990 something it aired?
Well,
1992.
It was 1992.
So yeah, I remember watching it when it aired, and I remember falling in love with that series.
Yeah, I didn't really start watching it until like 93, 94.
Yeah.
So it was right around like the second or third season that I started catching into it.
Oh wow.
So yeah, during that time, that's actually when I started like dressing up as Batman. But,
wow.
It was a really fun time. But that was I definitely remember like being a huge fan of that series, and then also I think also during high school this was also right around the time where we started watching. Well, I started watching some of the live action Batman films.
Yeah. See, the only thing so it's funny because like the live action Batman films, some of them were all right. There were some bad ones out there, right?
Yeah, there's
which
one
I won't
that we're
mention
probably
those.
not going to talk
Yeah.
about.
But the only thing with the live action versions was I felt like there wasn't enough. The way Kevin Conroy played Bruce Wayne and Batman, he made them seem like two different people, and there was the tone of voice was different enough.
Yeah,
that like you could still recognize it, but you could also tell that there were two different sides of him.
That's true.
Whereas like some of the live action screen actors who played Batman, like for example the famous raspy one from The Dark Knight, right? Everyone knows that one. So yeah, that one like
Harvey Dent.
Yeah. That one like there wasn't a big enough difference between Bruce Wayne and Batman to really tell they're two different people. But Kevin Conroy, the way he played Bruce Wayne and the way he played Batman, really gave you the sense that like they're two different sides of the same person.
That's true.
And he made them different enough where like you knew that Bruce Wayne was Batman, but nobody else knew. You know, what I mean, no one else could figure it out. It wasn't easy to figure out. And so that's really what kind of set him off as being the one and only right Batman that I really liked because of his acting was so good that like there just wasn't anyone who could match that. You know what I mean?
Right. That's true.
So,
but when Kevin Conroy started in Batman in like the very first one in 1992, I think it was also like right around the time where the DCAE or like the DC universe at that time was kind of starting to get its footing on the ground. Right around the time the MCU started doing stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, even after Batman the Animated Series ended.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy still reprised his role as the original Bruce Wayne, even in Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry McGinnis.
Yeah.
But
because he was old Bruce in Batman Beyond.
Yeah, he was old Bruce.
Yeah, he still came back to play Bruce Wayne even in the and I actually liked old Bruce.
Oh yeah, old Bruce.
I liked the grouchy and the way he played old Bruce was just really. Something about it was really well done, and then he also had some really good one-liners and just like really good lines in Batman Beyond. Old Bruce.
Oh yeah, it's old Bruce. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people definitely remember him for not just his acting roles or his acting prowess, but he's also a really. Off screen when he's not Batman, Kevin Conroy is a really cool person.
Yeah, a lot of people who met him or who worked with him said a lot of good things about him, and I believe it because a lot of the actors that we meet, Dante, off screen or when you go up to them and you talk to them, a lot of these people are some of the greatest people ever, but also some of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely can believe it. I also was hearing that he was very dedicated to his fan base and to a lot of the people that he worked with. He was just a really awesome guy. And it makes me sad that I didn't get a chance to actually meet him in person.
Yeah, it did.
So
for a lot of people, that if you ever see him at a Comic-Con or convention, a lot of people would definitely say that he's definitely like a really cool down-to-earth person.
The interesting thing too about him is that I didn't even know this, but a lot of the voice actors you see today, a lot of like the big voice actors you see, were actually mentors and looked up to him as like a teacher.
And got
as
inspired.
And got inspired, which is interesting. Anthony Boland and like Steve Bloom, and actually Steve Bloom and Kevin Conroy were actually pretty good friends.
Yeah, they were.
Which is interesting to know because so I think I started out being a fan of Kevin Conroy before I knew about Steve Bloom, right? But once I found out about Steve Bloom, then I realized I was also a fan of the two of them at a similar time period because I found out about both of them at a similar...
And also Mark Hamill.
Yeah, and Mark Hamill because of the Joker and also because of Star Wars.
True.
But yeah, so I mean, like, and also Joshua Seth because of Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the first voices of that robot character in Power Rangers, which I did not know until recently. Anyway, but yeah, so I became a fan of I think whether I knew it or not, I was a tremendous fan of Kevin Conroy, but also some of the other people that worked along with him, or that worked with him in the industry, or that he knew in the industry, that also were in voice acting. I think Kevin Conroy was the start of me kind of getting into, I guess, the voice acting community and like knowing about some of these amazing people. You know what I mean?
Right, definitely.
So for me, Kevin Conroy was more than just Batman. So yeah.
True. Yeah, Kevin Conroy to a lot of people have actually inspired a lot of voice actors to this day. Said that they probably would have never set foot in the voice acting industry had they not been inspired by Kevin Conroy.
There was a lot of people on Twitter that came out and be like, hey, look, this guy was like a mentor, a friend. You know, he was an amazing voice actor.
He's the reason why I got into voice acting, because of him.
Yep.
For a lot of people, that's basically what they said.
Yep.
But basically, Kevin Conroy is like, you already know. you basically already know, like, he is literally the voice of Batman.
Well, so he apparently, from I've done some research on him, he was like the go-to person for Batman for that role originally in the animated series and even after the animated series. So yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy was like the go-to person after the animated series, and the reason why I think is because he nailed the audition, and we'll actually edit this in, right, dude?
If you were a kid back in the 90s and early 2000s, then chances are you were probably watching the animated series about the Batman. Behind every great animated hero is a great voice actor, and for me, that actor is Kevin Conroy.
So anyway, dude, and that was, dude, to me, that was kind of funny hearing the story because I had never heard that. No one had ever knew, right? Unless you were someone who worked in the studio or someone who was working with Kevin Conroy. You would never know.
Exactly.
You know.
But yeah, also not just the fact that he was really good, not just the fact that, in Mark Hamill's words, he will always be the definitive Batman.
Yeah.
But he also, through his voice acting work, he also became part of the Arkham Asylum video game. So he also reprised that role in all of the Batman Arkham Asylum
Dude,
video
I
games.
liked hearing him in the Arkham Asylum games.
The Arkham Asylum video games?
Yeah.
Like every single one?
Like, dude, I thought his voice, like, really, really stood out as, not only as Batman, but as Bruce Wayne as well. I thought he did a really good job at the Batman role in the Arkham games.
Yeah, he basically took home 7 different awards. It's also
Dude,
best actor for his video game work in 2015.
I did not know that either about him until later on, until after.
Yeah, he took home numerous awards for just being the de facto Batman.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, dude, he was definitely a legend. And that's also why so many people, dude. Did you see on Twitter how many people were either crying or just really upset that...
Yeah, there was...
for me, that day, I couldn't believe it was true that he had passed away. I was like sitting there Googling, I was like, no way, it can't be Kevin Conroy. I was like, no!
Yeah, it's basically the same way that I felt when I basically found out that Chadwick Boseman died. It was very... Yeah, when Black Panther died, that was something, but... Batman? Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, for me, like, there won't be another Batman. Like, yes, there are other people who have played the character in some of the animated movies,
Right.
right, that have to come out. But for me, Kevin Conroy was the Batman. There was nobody else in the animated series who could play Batman like Kevin Conroy could.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like when you find that one person that you know that can deliver the character the way that you envisioned it.
It's like, okay,
and you can't vision anybody else.
Yeah, so like here's another good example, right? For me, right, the best Iron Man is it is and will to me always be Robert Downey. I like what Downey brings to Iron Man, right? There just won't be. I could never find someone else to play that role that would do what Downey has done. The same thing with Transformers, right? With Peter Cullen. I don't think there's anyone who could play Optimus Prime the way and what Peter Cullen brings to it, the way he does it, and the way what he brings to that role. Nobody else could do that. I mean, you could get the best imitator ever. Right, which may come close, but it's not like the original one.
No.
The same thing happened for Aku when they had to recast for Aku for Samurai Jack. Yeah, they got now. Now,
the
mind
guy
you, this
got pretty close.
Yeah, the guy got really close, and he does bring something cool to the role. But there's something about the original that just stands out compared to an imitator, compared to someone who is trying to be or get close to that
exactly
role. And that's how I feel about Kevin Conroy. Even if you had the best duplicate or maybe it's a digital reproduction of him, nobody will ever do what he did.
It's basically just it's not just the attitude that he brings, but it's also like the attitude, the charisma, the entire development of Batman, as an overall character, not just billionaire Bruce Wayne, exactly, but also Batman.
And I think a lot of fans are thinking the same exact way we are, where a lot of people knew that's how they knew him was as Batman. He even said in one of the videos that people used to come up to him and hug him because they felt like they knew him from his work.
Exactly. There's actually been like countless times, like if you've seen him at a convention, he'll have like stories and stories upon stories about people just there. I think there was one story where one fan was in tears because
crying.
Because
there's been a few.
He literally like for that one person, Batman was everything.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, dude, Batman was a big part of my childhood.
Yeah, growing up in the 90s, Batman was everything.
Yeah, so was Transformers, so was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so was what other shows? So was Power Rangers, so was Naruto and like a lot of other
X-Men.
shows. Yeah, X-Men. Oh my God! Don't get me started on X-Men. Yeah, the original series. Yeah, in the 90s. Yeah, that was a big. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but dude, I watched Batman probably more than it's probably healthy to watch Batman.
Right.
And I used to also watch Batman Beyond. But yeah, the animated series I used to love watching, along with Superman, the animated series, and a ton of other ones. Then Spider-Man, the animated series. I used to watch a lot of those, and like more than probably most people did. And I was a big fan of Batman. The Justice League, when Kevin Conroy did Batman in the Justice League. Oh my God, dude. He was like one of my favorite Justice League members was Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
And I couldn't imagine anyone else delivering those the lines that Kevin Conroy did the way he did, and what he did with the character. Just so much of that character, he just embodied that character so well. You know,
it's like for him, his delivery of every single line that he was given is on point.
Yeah,
like if you ask anybody that's worked with him. Mm-hmm. Mark Hamill, Tara Strong, anybody that's worked with him, his delivery was on point.
And he was, like we said, he was a mentor to many, many people. So dude, read us a little bit about what Junko Grai wrote, and then you can also read some of the other articles too that like TMZ put out, and just some facts about him. Read some stuff about him.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Like for Kevin Conroy, after of course he took home seven awards.
Yeah.
But he also wrote a book called Finding Batman,
which I actually have a link to. Well, actually, maybe I'll put a link to that in the description. We can copy and paste a link. Which is a really cool thing. I actually remember reading some of it. It's really awesome. You guys have to read it. But yeah, if you're a Batman fan or if you liked Kevin Conroy, you need to read this.
Right. There was I think there was like a period like during the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Now of course, Kevin Conroy is a part of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah,
during the 80s, during the 80s when It was kind of,
Well, there's a thing about Finding Batman. I think he did a whole thing about that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is he had somebody tell him that no one would ever cast him because of his sexuality. Well, guess what? He proved those guys wrong.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Yeah, because back in the 80s, being a LGBTQ voice actor or any part of the entertainment industry was frowned upon by society.
Which is so wrong. If you ask me,
Which is so stupid.
It is stupid, and there's no reason why you can't have. Anyone can play a role.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter whether
it shouldn't matter your sexuality, your race, ethnicity,
exactly.
religious background. It shouldn't really matter. Just.
Yeah. And I think
go for it.
I think Kevin Conroy proved that.
Yeah, he did.
The way he played his roles and what he did. He put a lot into his Batman role.
Right.
And so
and he
a lot into what he did.
Yeah, he perfected his craft like throughout the years. So basically I'm probably gonna read a little excerpt here.
Okay.
So yeah. Even though the DCAU ended, it wasn't really the end of Batman or Kevin's tenure as the Caped Crusader. He reprised his role as the Dark Knight in all of the Rocksteady hit games, the Arkham Asylum games.
Nice.
And of course, Mark Hamill will come back as the Joker.
Yeah, I like Mark Hamill.
Yeah. During this time, even during like the late '90s and early 2000s, he would come back as several times. And of course, Mark Hamill.
Hold on, wait. Go back to what you said, Mark Hamill.
We might as well go ahead. Go ahead and play it.
You said Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. As the voice of the Joker.
Yes.
We had to do it.
Hey, look, you know what? There's nobody... That's another person where if anything ever happened to Mark Hamill, there will never be a better Joker than... to me, in my heart, than Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill is... There's just something about him where... You just... there isn't anyone who can do that well.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, so just like Batman, Mark Hamill, God, he's another one. Yep. But yeah. You laughed out now, you good?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, because you were really melancholy like the early 10 minutes.
What's the thing that Mark Hamill says in the in part of the I think it's in Batman Beyond actually. He says I'll laugh anyway or something like that. And it's
anyway.
What the heck? I'll laugh anyway. Yeah.
Oh, what the heck? I'll laugh anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, but no, keep going, dude. Keep reading. He's like, what the heck? I'll laugh anyway.
Honestly, I think at the bottom, Kevin Conroy was a great and down to earth guy. I don't think anyone can ever hope to match him as the Dark Knight. So many people are mourning his loss, and it's a comforting feeling. We all think of Batman from now on. They'll think of Kevin Conroy along. Whenever you think of the word Batman, Kevin Conroy is always going to come to mind.
He's the first name that comes to mind
as soon as you think of the word.
Dude, you know what's funny is that in a way, Dante, and I never thought about this, but in a way, Cartoon Network did their own tribute back in the day to Kevin Conroy in the 90s, because when Cartoon Network would play their... I'll actually give an example. When Cartoon Network would play, like, before Toonami came on, back in the 1990s, it used to start, and let me make sure the mic's on. It used to start with a sequence from Cartoon Network that actually had Kevin Conroy in the actual sequence. So just to give you a good idea of that, here, let's see if we can actually pull it up. Or actually, I can actually play a little bit of it just to give you guys an idea. So before Toonami came on, there was a sequence. Oops, I skipped too far. There's a sequence right here, this part.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
And that was Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
And Cartoon Network did a tribute before Toonami would come on in the 90s, because right after that, you hear this. And in a way, they did their own tribute to Kevin Conroy right there before every time Toonami came on. And when Cartoon Network would do something back in the 90s, that was in there. That was one of Kevin Conroy's famous lines, was that whole thing. So yeah. So dude, isn't that funny?
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah.
But Kevin Conroy to a lot of people has basically been like, he's basically been like he always will have a special place in the hearts of like millions. Any single fan that's met him, has worked with him, or has ever shot movies with him.
You know something? I think that's the same way with there's another actor who just recently stopped doing their part. You know, James Earl Jones, who does Darth Vader.
Right.
He recently resigned from doing the part now, so I think that's going to be the same thing with James Earl Jones. Now, I think Kevin Conroy, because Kevin Conroy recently passed away, I think a lot of people are gonna probably get the animated series is probably the Batman animated series will probably go up in value because of the fact that Kevin Conroy is no longer around.
Right.
And it's really sad to see him go, to see him pass. But yeah, I think a lot of people were always going to remember this, and they might. And I was hearing something about this. They might have I don't know if they're going to do this, and sometimes they do. They take recording samples and they digitally try to create a voice that sounds just like Kevin or just like an actor who's gone, so they can do more stuff.
But...
I don't think so in this case because Kevin Conroy was such a beloved person and also played such an iconic character that I think that would be disrespectful.
Yeah,
to him.
it would be. It would be. You want to preserve the original voice of the actor that portrayed the character that you fell in love with during your childhood.
So yeah, if you guys feel like we do, and you were a fan of Kevin Conroy, then this video is for you, and this is also dedicated to Kevin Conroy himself.
Yeah, and also in the comments, you can also let us know what some of your favorite.
Yeah, let us know what your favorite moments are. Do you have any favorite parts from the animated series? What is your favorite Kevin Conroy quote or line? Croak. Quote. Yes, from the Batman animated series or from Batman Beyond or any of the stuff that Kevin Conroy was in. What is your favorite line or favorite thing that Kevin Conroy does as Batman? And whether you have a favorite part of the game, or maybe there's a one-liner that he says, or maybe there's just a favorite sequence that you like.
Right.
Let us know what you guys think, and we will also put a link to the book that he wrote in the description below. But yeah, dude, is there anything else you want to say about him?
All I can definitely say is Kevin Conroy, wherever you are, just know that you are loved, and you will always be. You are truly missed, and you will always be the Batman.
Yep, yeah, you are and always will be the only Batman that I ever knew. And I'm sorry that I never got to meet you. I feel so bad.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I was a huge fan. So to Kevin, this video is for you and to you. We hope you're watching from somewhere, and we hope you're dressed in your work suit, in your bat suit.
Yeah, the bat suit.
We all miss you.
Yeah.
So anyway, dude. Anyway, with that, we have. I think that'll end just this segment. We also have a couple things that we're going to toss in the video, right, dude?
Yeah, we'll have some ending. We'll have a new ending for that.
We do have some tributes to Kevin Conroy that we're going to toss in here. So yeah, anyway, guys, we hope you like this. And thank you, Kevin Conroy, for everything. We miss you.
Rest in peace, Batman.
Yeah, rest in peace.
I've been thinking about something you once told me. And you were wrong. It's not Batman that makes you worthwhile. It's the other way around. Never tell yourself anything different.